Hello, 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 sellers. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling on eBay. Come on in, sellers. Come on in. Thank you so much. Everybody who joins me on my Facebook business page, Kathy Terrill, I love to be selling. Thank you, and welcome, welcome, welcome. And hello to my YouTubers who catch me and watch me on Kathy Terrill. I love to be selling. I appreciate you. Be sure to hit subscribe because that way you get notified when I upload more YouTubes. And my podcast people, hello, hello, hello. And welcome to my podcast, Kathy Terrill. I love to be selling. So come on in. It's March 2026. I'm dating this. And what we're going to be talking about is three, not two, not one, but three essential thrift store tips that are going to make you more money selling on eBay. And the great thing with these three tips is they're also really good for consignment selling. You can even use them for things like when you're shopping estate sales or flea markets. And they're good for retail, for those of you that do what's called retail arbitrage. And that is you're going into a regular retail store and you're buying things and then flipping them or reselling them on eBay. So excitement. We love tips that are multi-purpose, right? I know I do. Saves me lots of time. So these are my three top thrift store tips that are going to make you more money selling on eBay. And they're good regardless of the kind of thrift stores that you go into. Because I all know that we go to a variety. We go to Goodwills, we go to Salvation Army, we go to the bins, local consignment stores, even things like church thrift stores. And they're all quite different. The assortment's different. The pricing is different. But these are three tips that will stand you in good stead. So here in the city, I do shop retail stores and flip retail arbitrage. I do some flea markets. There's some large flea markets, spring, summertime that are great to hit. Also, we have things called like block party sort of sales where an entire block is blocked off. People that live on the block will put up tables and do sales, which is a lot of fun. Some charity thrift functions in the city, which are a lot of fun. But these are good for the big thrift stores. And in New York City, I'm in Manhattan. We've got some great Goodwills, some great Salvation Armies, and then smaller thrift stores for specific charities. So let's get right to it. I like to sort of get right to the business at hand. The first thing is that when you walk into these stores, and again, this is going to be useful with thrift, consignment, retail, and even things like flea markets. The first thing to look for is, do they have any kind of sale or clearance? And you'd be surprised with thrift stores because some have a clearance section. Some will have, I know a Salvation Army I go into, and I'm hoping they do it when I come in there this week because they don't do it every week. They have 99-cent tags. So when I go into the specific Salvation Army, they have a big board up with the colored tags that are going to be on the items. This is for clothing. This is for clothing. And it has the colored tags. Okay. So you know which colored tags are half off, which are full price, and that will be the things that are the newest, which are always worth looking at, even though it's not necessarily going to be half off or whatever. You can still get a killer deal because it's brand new. But the thing that's really helpful with the colored board is oftentimes there's a color, pink or blue or yellow, that is 99 cents. Now, what that means is either that color has been there forever. I just want to get rid of it. And the other thing is that it's out of season. And this is really my favorite to shop at this thrift store. So for instance, it's March. Okay. So typically what happens like March is they really start slashing prices on winter items. So sweaters will be 99 cents. Winter coats might be 99 cents. Puffer vests might be 99 cents. Heavy fleece might be 99 cents. And what I do, because I'll forget, right? Because I'm thinking, I take a picture with my cell phone. So the colors are right there. So then when I'm going through the racks and looking at the tags, I'll go, like, was pink 99 cents or was it white that's 99 cents? And sometimes they have light pink tags and sometimes they have dark pink tags. Same thing with blue. So I'll take a picture with my phone. So if your thrift store, consignment store, retail store, whatever, has like a clearance rack, really heavily discounted, I mean like 75, 80% off with the specific Salvation Army $1, I mean, this is Manhattan, $1. I'm really looking for those colors. Okay. And the great thing with things being $1 is I can take a risk. So if I look at it, I'm going, this is not really a category I'm that familiar with. I check solds on eBay. I use product research. Thank goodness it's on our phone now. And I'm really not getting a clear sense of it. But I look at it and I go, this is really cool. I really like the print on this. Or you know what? This is like triple X. And I know I have a good shot at selling it because the really big sizes sell. You know, something where you go, when it's $1, I'm willing to take the risk. Okay. Particularly if it's something I know I can end up using myself. That's always the ulterior motive. I'm going, well, worst comes to worst, you know, I'll wear this. Or hubby would love this. But take a look at that. If there's a super clearance, especially dollar stuff, I'll sit there and I'll just start looking for that color for the shirts, the pants, the shorts. Just go through the dresses, you know, anything for the dollar, because I might be able to create a bundle with it too when it's that low. Okay. So take a look at that. What's the pricing structure in that store? Do they do it by colors? Just take a look at it. Do they just sort of have a general clearance rack? Then that's totally worth going through. So that's my number one thrift, reselling, consignment, retail store tip, everything store tip is, do they have any kind of color coding, price coding, super deal, clearance section? Number one, always. And if you don't see it when you walk in, you can ask. You know, there's typically, the ones that I walk into, typically the counter's pretty close to the front of the store. And I'll just say, do you have a clearance rack? Do you have a sales section? I go right there first because that's where the super deals often are. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, where's the new stock? The stuff that hasn't gotten super picked over yet. So again, different stores do it differently. Okay, back to my Salvation Army. So in the clothing area, they roll stuff out on racks. Okay. And it used to be they didn't want you touching the racks when they rolled them out. They're like, no, you got to keep. And now you're allowed to, but basically you need to behave yourself, which is you can take it off the rack and look at it, but then you need to not like drop it on the floor or whatever. You need to put it back on the rack if you decide it's not something that you want. I've been going there for a while. They know me. So I'll immediately look for those racks. I'm very respectful. I'll take the stuff off. I'll look at it. I'll look at the price, decide if it's something I want. You know, if it is, it goes into my shopping cart. If it's not, it goes right back on the rack. So I'm not being a pain to them. I'm helping them because they're thrilled because it means it's something they don't have to rack. But just be cool. Find out what the rules are, because some stores do not want you touching the inventory racks as they're coming out. Others will allow you as long as you're respectful and nice. Okay. So keep that in mind. Look for how is the new inventory coming out? Are you allowed to look at it, touch it, anything before they rack it or not? Okay. The other thing is if it's not coming out on racks, I know, for instance, in the appliance area, and this Salvation Army, it's by floor. So there's an appliance sort of appliance. What else do they have there? Appliances, toys, glassware, plates, and then it's clothing, shoes, and everything clothing. It's like men's, women's, everything on this one huge floor. So in the appliance area, they tend to have more like rolling shelves, and those will go out. And again, as long as you're respectful and nice and not making a mess, you can take a look at it. They do have an area where they prep the racks and they prep the rolling shelves. You are not allowed to go back there. Okay. That's like, no. That's an employee area only. But once it's on the floor, just behave yourself. You're allowed to do it. Okay. So how do they bring the new stock out? And the other thing is to know typically when they bring the new stock out. And this is where it's very helpful. I'll carry things like, especially in the summer when it's really, really hot, because yes, they have air conditioning, but they don't have that much air conditioning. I'll carry like cold water bottles in my bag, and I'll put them like in a little insulated tote so they're nice and cold. I'll offer the employees a cold water if they like. I don't tip cash because different stores have different policies on that. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but giving people cold waters, that's not going to get them in trouble to take a water from you. And my heart is I do want them to be comfortable and hydrated. So I have no problem giving out waters, and they have no problem receiving them. People always say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then as I'm giving them the water, I'll say hi, and I'll introduce myself. Hi, I'm Kathy. And I'll just say, you know, like, when do you typically put the new stuff out? Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon? Do you do it every day? Now with Manhattan, because it's a monster store, they are putting new inventory out every day. So they'll say, oh, you know, like 10:30, or no, we don't wait until the afternoon. And then I know. So then it's like, oh, okay. So if the new stuff is coming out like 10:30, I don't want to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to get there later. So when does the new stuff come out? Okay. And then my third and final tip is there's often an area where they put things that are considered more high end, more valuable. Now realize this is them probably checking on eBay and other sites, but it will also be things that are potentially small, that are easy, shall we say, for people to walk out with and not pay. Sadly, people, rip off thrift stores like, no. It'll be behind the counter. So at one of the thrift stores I go to, they have it's almost like a jewelry display counter. So they'll have things in there, but it's all different kinds of things. It'll be higher end shoes, higher end bags. It'll be jewelry. They also, this one thrift store, they have higher end sneakers. That's behind the counter. And when I first went there, because I was checking out, and I said to the girls, I was checking out, she was very sweet, and we were chatting, and I saw a bunch of sneakers behind the counter, and I said, oh, are you holding those for somebody? Because sometimes I have seen people where they're like, they have a lot of stuff. So they're like, oh, can you hold it? And they'll put it behind the counter, and then they keep shopping on the floor. Sometimes they'll let people do that. It sort of depends how busy they are. So anyway, this day as I was checking out, because I noticed some interesting high-end sneakers. And I said, oh, are they being held for somebody? And she said, no. I said, oh, she said, no, we just put them there basically because they don't want people walking off of them. And I said, is it okay if I look at them? Needless to say, you're not allowed behind the counter, just like any store. She said, sure, which ones are you interested in? And they would take them and they would put them on top of the glass counter for me to look at. I'm going to be very honest with you. It was Hoka sneakers, Hoka, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it. They're very good. They have a 40% resale, in case you don't know about Hoka sneakers. For men's and women's, they're hot, hot, hot. These were not priced well for me to rebuy. They were priced at from anywhere from 35 to 50. I did a quick scan on them because they all have distinctive stripes, and that's pretty much what they sell for on eBay. So I figure they know about Hoka. Somebody was probably screenshotting them, looking them up on eBay. But when I go into this store, when I'm on that floor, I do look at what's behind the counter because I know it's for sale. Hey, Debbie, I love Hoka too. I know it's for sale. It's typically not being held for somebody. So I'll always take a look to see if anything looks interesting. And again, either before I go shopping and look at the new one, the new stuff that's coming and everything, I'll say, can I look at that? But they do have to take it, put it on the counter. And again, some of the places they know me, so they know I'm not going to be sticking it in my purse. Put it on the counter, let me look at them. And I'm looking up comps on eBay. I mean, I'm very upfront about that. I don't go and say, hello, I'm an eBay reseller, but I'll look at it. I'll screenshot it. I'll look it right up on my phone on eBay. Years ago, I used to go into corners and look stuff up. Now I don't. I just look it up right there. I see lots of other people looking up stuff too. I think the thrift store people are well aware of resellers. I've never had a problem with that. I just look it up right then and there. So far, anything behind the counter has been priced too high, but I'm not going to give up because you know what? I might just hit pay dirt because maybe those Hokas are 35, but I look up comps. And listen, when you're looking up comps, besides the colors, be sure to check the condition. Look at the soles and the insoles. Check the size. Because, for instance, size 6 might sell for 30, 35, but size 9 sells for 90. So always when you're doing comps, bonus tip on sneakers, any shoes, anything, dresses, always check the size because there's big differences on size. I've always seen stuff behind the counter, but always felt I was being held. I need to ask, oh, you're welcome. Yeah. I always thought the same thing too, Debbie. And again, I'm finding different stores are different. So for instance, there's a Goodwill I go to. And yes, if it's behind the counter, it is being held for somebody. But the Salvation Army, so for 80% of the time, it's not. So I always figure, you know what, if you're polite and pleasant, and also don't do it when they have a huge line. You sort of try to time it so you're there when it's not super crazy and just say, could I take a look at that? And they'll put it up and let you take a look. Designer bags. And again, you always got to look. If you don't know how to authenticate, I would not play around with it because sadly, there's an awful lot of non-authentic luxury handbags out there. But the sneakers and stuff I'll take a look at, particularly Hoka, which is a favorite brand of mine. So those are 3 quick tips, things that often people overlook when they're at thrift stores, resale stores, consignment stores, also regular retail stores. Don't forget they're great for flipping. And once you have your fabulous inventory, which you have sourced from your wonderful thrift stores, resale stores, consignment stores, and retail stores, then you're going to be listing them on eBay. And when you have these fabulous items, you want to list them in a way they get found by search, which is going to be about the quality of your title, having really great keywords, and not just any keyword, but keywords that your buyers are using, right? Not that the sellers necessarily are using. What do your buyers use when they're looking for this item? So I've written a great free guide for you, all about creating the perfect listing. And if you hop over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com, you're going to find it. And hang on a second, I will show it to you. And it's going to be how to create eBay listings that sell super fast. It's eBay listings that sell. Grab it. It is free, free, free. It is my gift to you, because your keywords and the quality of your listing are going to get your fabulous finds sold. So tell me how the tips help you. Tell me if you do these when you're visiting thrift stores. I'd love to hear from you guys. Always, always, always. Thank you for joining me. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling on eBay. Bye-bye, everybody.